Welcome to Later is Greater Women Over 60 Embracing Life. I'm Stella, your host. I'm so glad you chose to be here today because we're continuing a conversation around an important subject: how being proactive can transform your life, especially for us women over 60. There's nothing more beautiful in our lives than being true to ourselves and being who we were meant to be. And the older we get, the more precious that life becomes. Nike says, just do it. They say this because they understand that when it comes to taking steps that challenge us, we might feel that we are not good enough. And that's why they're saying, just do it. So, let's just do it together. You first have to slow down so you understand what you want and why. That is called self-awareness, which we dove into in an earlier podcast. There are no silver bullets to this. Even positive changes in your life don't always feel positive in the beginning, and we get discouraged, and that is why Nike says, just do it. Don't let temporary failures stop you from pushing through and being proactive in your life. Together today, we're exploring 5 positive changes that you can make. First off is your health. Your health and well-being is the foundation for a joyful life. Simple things like annual checkups, consistent exercise, and small nutrition tweaks is all it takes. Good health should be a priority, especially for women over 60. Maintaining our strength and mobility enables us to participate in fun and enriching activities like traveling or just taking long walks. But this also boosts our self-esteem and demonstrates that you are in control of your health. So small nutritional changes, for example, could be eliminating sugar from your diet and substituting with fresh fruit. For me, going for a run or doing some strength training is what keeps me grounded and energized. Next up is our social life. It's true that as we get older, our life becomes a little bit more isolated, but quality connections are way more important than quantity. You don't need to be a party animal. There is a 38-year study conducted by Harvard University that demonstrates that relationships are actually stress regulators. If you can talk to someone when you're stressed, you can literally feel your body calming down. So if you don't have good relationships, you remain in a low level of stress hormones such as fight or flight, and this is detrimental to your long-term health. There are practical ways we can foster better relationships. It doesn't have to be a big activity. Sometimes a painting class or a Zumba class, or even reaching out to a neighbor for a cup of coffee. Building your social life one person at a time is all it takes, and most of us really only need a couple of good friends to feel satisfaction and self-esteem in this area of our lives. Let's talk about finances. Financial confidence is freedom, and getting your finances under control is a priority for everyone. However, my focus here is on women over 60 who are transitioning to solo living. This is a growing trend, and I myself am a good example. Financial confidence can reduce stress and create opportunities for joy. But you don't have to go it alone. Most financial advisors are free, and they will sit down and have your best interests at heart. Knowing how much you have to spend compared to what you are actually spending is an empowering thing because you get to decide what changes you want to make, when you make them, and how you make them. You don't need to be wealthy to feel secure, just proactive. Let's talk a little bit about setting goals. A sense of purpose starts with clear, achievable goals. Do you have any goals? Just because you're over 60 doesn't mean you don't have goals. Being excited about the future and making consistent progress in your life will enhance your concept of yourself. Setting goals is not complicated, and it's very effective. One of the most important things to do is Don't set a timeline longer than 90 days. It's hard to keep It's hard to maintain focus and enthusiasm longer than this. If your goal is too big to reach in 90 days, revise it and set shorter term goals that will take you in the right direction. Small, viable steps are all it takes. And don't forget to measure your progress. This keeps your goals fresh in your mind and gives you feedback. I do this with a planner. Nothing complicated. You can go to Chapters and get yourself a nice planner, or you can just go to the Dollar Tree. What I do is, once I have a 90-day plan, I map out each week, 1 week at a time. And at the end of the week, I review it. Sometimes life happens and you can't do it all. And that is why short-term goals work, because you can easily readjust. But do get excited on your progress. Any progress you make is worthy of celebration. Every step forward, no matter how small, is proof that you're growing. One of the things that I heard and I really like is obstacles are detours in the right direction. So don't get discouraged if you get derailed 1 week. It might actually turn out to be a better thing for you. Let's talk a little bit about paying it forward. Helping others always enriches your own life. And this doesn't have to be big. It could be a random act of kindness, being a good listener, or, if you're so inclined, volunteering with an organization that gives you joy. I remember a few years ago, I volunteered at a marathon. I love running, but I wasn't able to do the marathon. But just being there with all these people and helping other runners, because I knew the pains of running, was enough to be enriching. I made friendships, and it's another way of filling your life with value. And it's another way of fulfilling your own life. So pick one area. Like Nike says, just do it, because they know that just doing it is all it takes. I hope this episode has enriched you. We touched on a lot of ideas, so you can save this episode and come back to it when you need it, when you're setting your own goals. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm so happy that you stopped by and you took time out of your busy day to listen in. It means a lot to me to encourage women of my generation to step into their power and live a fulfilled life. I'll be waiting for you in the next episode. Until then, have an empowered week.